So this Lewis article, I had a bit of a problem with. She uses not an example. She talks about families moving away from the diverse schools, not specifically white families moving from diverse neighborhoods before their children become of age to go to school. My parents did this, and to be honest, it wasn't racist at all. And they moved. So back up, I was gonna go to Mitchell. My parents lived in District 20, and they moved to, or sorry, they lived in District 11. They moved to District 20. I went to Air Academy. I would have gone to Mitchell, um, and their reasonings for doing that, and I asked them actually about it, was that Mitchell had gang activity. They had a lot of problems with drugs. Just they had a lower graduation rate. Not as many kids went to college. My parents wanted me to be around positive influences for what they wanted me to do, which makes a whole lot of sense to me. And according to Lewis, this is racist. Um, you know, if the Mexican culture was the culture of power in the United States, my parents would have put me in a Mexican school. I mean, and I asked them that specific question. So, to say that that's racist to want to go just because I'm white and my parents put me in a white school, all of a sudden, I'm discriminating against minorities, which is absolutely ridiculous to me. And maybe some people have that viewpoint. Judging, there was a lot of very disgusting and terrible racism going on in this Lewis article, and that's an issue. I'm not debating that, but I guess a point I want to make is that a lot of these articles have been very one-sided. So the white culture is the culture of power, and we've gone over that, and that's just the way it is right now. Maybe it won't always be that way. Who knows? So, but I know that me being a white person, I would put my son or daughter in a school that was gonna have them excel the most, and I don't think that's racist. Maybe it has to do with race. Maybe that this particular school has a predominant race, but I just think it's ridiculous to say that that's racist. So back to the fact that there is actually racism. One thing I want to do as a teacher is a lot of these teachers were in the article were very relaxed and lax about dealing with issues in their schools. Kids calling other kids blackie, things like that. Like that's just you need to have zero tolerance for that, and you need to just bite that at the bit because kids, and I can see both sides. Kids, they're having an argument, and it this argument doesn't even have to do with race or anything like that, but all of a sudden, that's the go-to insult because it's easy, it's on the surface, it's something you don't have to think about, and I could see kids doing that. But one thing I want to do as a teacher is just say that, you can have arguments based on viewpoints and opinions and character all you want, but um, to base things like to base judgments on race is just naive and ridiculous, and it'll get you nowhere in life. So I would take a very strong stance, zero tolerance, big consequences for things like that. Really sending the message to kids that that's not okay. But that said, it's not just everyone's, like we talked about today, everyone has this, and Ivan said that it was based on power, evolution, whatever, I don't know, but people have this tendency to categorize people based on the way they look. And that's not just white people that do that. It's everyone. So in that light, everyone is a little bit racist, I guess you could say. Everyone or colorist. Let's put it that way, because race is a much more specific thing, I think. So it's just a tendency, and it's a problem. I guess what I'm trying to say is that a lot of these articles are very one-sided, and it's white people being racist against black people, and that's not the whole picture. It's not, and no matter, it's just kind of, I wish there was another perspective to this, and because it goes both ways. It really does. I lived in Thailand, where I was one of, whatever, 50 people out of 50 white people out of however many, probably like 35,000 or something. And I've experienced racism, or people just kind of making judgments about you, and it's just something that happens. I did the same thing back. I'm not saying that I was this little angel, and like, it's just something that people do, and you need to realize that cognitively, and just try to think of character things. Really being reflective is important, I think, to stop making broad generalizations based on the way someone looks. It's just stupid, and I guess I don't know where I was going with that, but 6:40, so I'll stop blabbing.